The Commission for Gender Equality has come out in support of a petition calling for gender-based violence to be regarded as a priority crime in South Africa. They say perpetrators act with impunity. To talk more about this, I'm joined by Jabu Baloy. He's with the Commission for Gender Equality. Thank you so much for coming in. I think many would hear that introduction and say, what do you mean? Gender-based violence is not a priority crime in South Africa?
Thank you very much for the question. And thanks for having the Commission for Gender Equality. It's not prioritized as the manner in which we want it to be, because we have done our monitoring processes as a Commission for Gender Equality. You'll find that in gender-based violence cases, there's a long delay. There's a drawn-out cases. You know, there's a case in Point in Hamaskara where a lady was shot, left to die by the estranged husband. And the case took 7 years to prosecute until the Commission got involved. I can go with you now to Palms Ridge Magistrate Court, whereby cases which are on the roll, gender-based violence cases, are being postponed severally, and you find that, you know, and also what compound the issue is because of the evidence that it's before the magistrate and the judges. At times, it's not of the highest of standards. You'll find that, you know, there are loose ends here and there. The case is being postponed. You find that sometimes they will say that the state is not ready to go on with the case, and we get worried as a commission because we need to have all hands on deck when it comes to this.
So where is the issue? Is it purely incompetence? Is it a justice system that is heaving under the heavy caseload or a case role that it has? Where is the reticence in the justice system, in law enforcement, that are causing these kinds of delays in these cases being processed faster?
We'll start from the police stations where the cases are being reported. Whereby where you enter, you can go now. I can go now with to Hellborough police station. The faces that are there when you enter, mostly you'll find that 90% are men, and only 10% women when it comes to percentage. And when you report that, they will tell you that the rape kit is not there. You know that there's a shortage of rape kits in South Africa. A person will be done those things maybe a week or day later or 24 hours later, and at times you find that when it's being done, it compromises the evidence. Evidence is tarnished. We don't have specialized policemen in numbers who are able to deal with these issues. We don't have a victim-sensitive, friendly police station where people will go with utmost regards for the law to say, look, I know I'm going to be assisted. When people, that's why you find that the statistic that we have is only the cases that are being reported. What about the majority of people who don't say it doesn't help at all? Why should I report? Because nothing will be done. And also when you go to the judicial system, which we have realized as a commission, there are systemic issues that worries us, the inconsistencies by the judges and magistrates where it comes to cases. Look at Oscar Pisora's case. It was prosecuted within 6 months. And look at the case that I've just referred to now. It took 7 years.
And we then wonder why people ask, oh, is it because it was a high-profile person and,
yes,
and there was money, high-profile people have money, and therefore the Lady of Justice does not treat everybody equally?
Yes, that's why, because justice shouldn't be had. It should be seen to be working for everyone, regardless of whether you've got money or not. And that's what worries the Commission for Gender Equality, that if we do not work together from the police level, with civil society, with Chapter 9s, with government, and with the justice system, you cannot have a person who has raped in a far-flung Limpopo area being given 6 months sentence, and the very same person in Western Cape is given 22 years. So there's something inconsistency within the system itself that need to be looked at. And because people, when they see someone, myself, being reported to the following day they're by the street and threatening the very same people, and we need to look at those issues. Hence, we're supporting this petition going on online to say, let's prioritize gender-based violence. Let's make it a priority. Let's have all the system and hands on deck. Let's have that council that the president has signed a pledge on, working and fully resolved, so that we know what's going on in the country.
Now there's been a lot of talk around this over the last few days, and social media has become a platform where people are able to vent their rage and their anger and their real sense of frustration that we've been talking about this for decades,
yes,
and yet we've seen no improvement. Some are shrugging their shoulders saying, The problem is too big. There's nothing that we can do. But you're saying that there are very pointed interventions that can be taken. And it's not rocket science.
Yes.
Why have those interventions not been implemented?
Some of them because we work in silos. Some of them is because, we must listen to the voice of civil society in Chapter 9. We work with the people on the ground. Over the weekend, we were at Makau's informal settlement, Jimmy Stain. The gory stories that we heard from the people there, we also had a media briefing. It just goes to show, they even thanked, some even cried when they heard the commission has been coming here severally to engage with them. Such things. We need to dismantle the patriarchal mentality of the ownership that us men have. Because the moment when somebody says men are trash and somebody says, I'm not a trash, then you're removing that spotlight from the real perpetrator of this violence. Something is about education, something is about us, the church, civil society organizations, to say, call someone out. If Katu has done something, I must be able to say, Katu, let's remove you from the WhatsApp group that you are in with us, because we don't believe you belong here. Those are some of the smaller things that we can do. If we can have this system, right, Marcel, and have this council working and housed within a department whereby it will be monitored by us with the teeth that we have. I am telling you, some of the things, it's not about money. It's about the country doing something. Because if something is happening to a girl child next door, you keep quiet. You can see the signs are there. You're saying it's not happening. Are we waiting until it happens to us? That's why every day people, they don't trust us. Even if you are driving, you want to give someone a lift. They said, where are you going? Can I phone someone before I enter your car? Because South Africa is becoming a state where these people, criminals are acting with impunity, and we're not dealing with them decisively. They're being given lesser sentences to run concurrently. Let them given harsher punishment, 6-year sentences, life sentences, and that will deter other people. The moment something is being done, South Africans will be rest assured that law and order and trust in the justice system is being restored.
You mentioned the issue of the mentality of patriarchy. Some would say that we've seen it in the language of patriarchy that we've seen come over the last few days, especially from the corners of government that people look to for some kind of direction. There was a government tweet that went viral because the language used was saying women should not succumb to violence. Women need to speak up against violence. Where is the mention of the role of the men and the young men that we are raising in this country? In your organization, the Commission for Gender Equality, are embarking on a campaign looking at focusing specifically on engaging on the role of men and boys in this issue.
It's precisely that. And previously worked with Soul City. The word, the language, it starts with the taxi drivers when they're inside the taxi drivers. What kind of a language are they to? Majority of people who get inside public transport are women. The harshness in which they shout in. And also we need to school also take to most government people to lessons on gendered statements and gender sensitivity statement, how to say certain things. Because now we're talking about women being killed. We mustn't remove the discussion and the narrative to say there are some men also being beaten by women. It's not a here or there. The issue now is about women who are suffering at the brunt of us men. Because if I remove myself as Jabu from the Commission for Gender Equality, I'm not doing justice to the cause of that's why we want to get these young boys, we want to get men, we want to work with them. We're working with institutions like Songa Gender Justice, we're working with Soul City, we want to work with the very same Department of Women with youth and children and persons with disability, to ensure that we get the messaging across. It doesn't help when today I come here, Marcel, I talk to you about the programs that the Commission want to do, and somebody takes to Twitter and says something which is very awkward and say in a way that women should be careful when they walk by the street. Who's doing those things to women? It's us men. Women, they don't rape themselves, they don't beat themselves, it's us men. The moment we realize that we've got a problem in South Africa and the problem is not women, it's men, then we'll be able to deal with these issues.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there. We've seen over the last few days people wanting to put their hands up, they want to get involved, they're tired of just talking about this problem. If they want to find out about how they can get involved in some of the programs being run by the Commission for Gender Equality, where can they very quickly find information?
They can go to, they can go to our website www.cge.org.za or a toll-free number 0800 007 709. They will get us, or also Google my name. It's Jabu Baloyi, and then they'll get my number and call me directly, and we'll see what we can do to assist South Africa going forward.
Fantastic. The Commission for Gender Equality, you can also just Google them. I'm sure their contact details will come up. Thank you so much for coming in for some of that very important conversation.